Hello and welcome to Tea is Good, Books Are Better, the podcast where we drink tea and talk about books. I'm Raven.
I'm Jess.
And we are back from our short hiatus. I can actually record in my office now without roasting to a crisp.
Oh yeah. I thought about that.
Oh, you made me yawn.
Sorry. I fell asleep.
You fell asleep. Is that why I was like messaging you and you weren't answering?
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Pass it on the couch.
All right, so let's just get into it.
Yeah.
What are we drinking today?
Actually I have coconut water with me.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah. I had the water boiling a while ago, but passed out.
I see.
And now it's cold again.
I see. Well, I'm also not drinking tea.
Uh-oh. We bad.
I have a beer. So that's where we're at for this welcome back episode. No
we're
tea.
Like, what are we doing again?
Right? What is this? Why are we recording? All right. Where did we leave off our characters?
We're doing Brienne.
That's one way to say her name. Brienne.
Brienne. Last time, she gathers new information at Duskendale and sets off to Maidenpool. Along the way, she notices she's being followed and she sets an ambush. Her stalker is the Squire Podrick Payne, who is desperate to be reunited with Lord Tyrion.
Pod. And we found out he's what, like 12?
Yeah, he's just a baby.
Yeah.
A little kid.
Mm-hmm.
Sam has been sent with Gilly and her baby and Maester Aemon to Old Town as the walls become too dangerous for Aemon because Melisandre is looking to sacrifice King's blood and she knows who Aemon is, and Sam needs Maester training to take over for him.
Gotta get that King's blood.
Gotta
get it. Before we get started, I just want to quickly shout out our patrons. We have Tobias, Eric, Jake, and Bahram, who continue to support us over on Patreon. If you want to get shouted out and if you want to support the podcast and what we do here and enable us to get better equipment and spend more time on the podcast, please consider checking us out. Patreon.com/teaisgood, Thank you so much to our patrons. On to the show. So we're starting with chapter 14, Brienne. Hit it.
Brienne has gotten more of Podrick's story out of him while they travel together. His father died in the Greyjoy Rebellion, and his mother abandoned him with his cousins to run after a singer.
What the fuck?
Yeah. His cousins had treated him as a servant his whole life and had brought him to Casterly Rock before the cousin was killed in Lord Tywin's host. A hedge knight called Sir Lormer the Belly had taken Podrick in to protect the baggage train until he was discovered stealing from the food stores and was hanged. After that, Sir Kevin Lannister took Podrick and sent him to Squire for Tyrion. So it's
holy,
quite a sad story for this kid, being passed around.
Yeah, no one wanting him, just like some extra dude who's just there.
Yeah, like, oh, okay, I guess I'll find you a job.
Yeah, I guess I'll
make
find
you useful.
Some way, yeah, to make use of you. Poor Pod. He
yeah,
deserves better.
Poor kid. At least he's with Brienne now.
Yeah.
Brienne had been training Podrick with wooden swords, much to his excitement. He never complains and he takes good care of their horses. She's keeping him with her because he has nowhere else to go, and she thinks he may subconsciously have heard something pertaining to Sansa's whereabouts. So she's trying to unlock this memory.
That sounds okay. That sounds like she's maybe just telling herself that so she has an excuse to have company.
She's adopted this little chick. As they ride, Pod points out a cart ahead of them, but she's already aware. They approach slowly to not frighten the farmers. Okay, so when they reach the farmers tell them that they've already been attacked and robbed by northern men. They're on their way to Maidenpool, which had been rebuilt somewhat with Lord Tarley's help. That was where Jaime and Brienne passed through Maidenpool, I believe, on their way to King's Landing. Before they were caught, before Jaime lost his hand.
Okay.
And it was, like, deserted. There was only, like, hanging bodies there.
Oh.
The last that she was there. And now it may have been rebuilt a little bit, thanks to Lord Tarley and his host.
Oh, that feels quick.
Yeah. Brienne hopes to pass by Maidenpool without Lord Tarley discovering her presence, and she is intimidated by him. She learns that Lord Tarley's son Dickon is betrothed, and he should be around 8 or 10 years old right now.
So this is Sam's brother, right?
Yeah, Sam's younger brother.
Okay, so he's 8 years old and he's betrothed.
Yeah.
Okay.
She remembers her first betrothal at age 7 to a 10-year-old boy. 2 years after that, he and his parents and sisters all died from a sickness.
Whoa.
A sickness just wiped out this family.
I guess that just happened.
Guess so. She imagines how her life would have been if he had lived. They would have been wed within the first year of her flowering, and she would most likely be at night song, swaddling a child and nursing another.
That's so weird.
Yeah.
To think of Brienne as anything but, like, an amazing fighter.
A warrior.
Yeah.
This isn't a new thing she's thought about, and it makes her feel both sad and relieved.
I get that.
Yeah. They arrive at Maidenpool. The gates have been rebuilt and strengthened. There are banners of King Tommen and Tarley displayed. At the portcullis, which I had to Google because I was like, what the hell is that?
Oh. The portcullis is the best part of a castle, right? Portcullis.
It's like the gate with the pokies at the bottom.
Oh, no, the drawbridge is the best part. That's what I'm thinking of.
Oh, okay. So the portcullis is a gate with pokey bottoms. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. A vertically closing gate.
Yeah. So at the portcullis, soldiers are interrogating everyone going through. Unfortunately, Brienne is recognized by one of the soldiers, Sir Hyle, and she feels sick at the sight of him with anxiety. Ooh.
Ew.
He outs her as Brienne the Beauty, who slew King Renly and half of the Rainbow Guard. Another soldier asks if they should arrest her, and Sir Hyle reminds him that Renly was a traitor and a rebel, and they serve King Tommen, and so they let them through.
I guess that worked out.
True that. Inside the gates, Brienne and Pod rein up and take a look around at the bustling town. There's streets full of pigs and children. There are some small vegetable gardens. There's new homes being built, and there's even a brothel.
Sorry, is this... They're in Maidenpool now?
Yeah.
Oh, damn!
It's mostly occupied with soldiers.
Lord Tarley really turned it around.
Yeah.
Guy's like tough. 10 minutes there, and it's like a bustling town again.
Yeah. He gets things done.
Yeah.
The most important building, the brothel, was the first thing up from guessing.
Yeah, priorities.
Yeah. So it's like a small town being rebuilt now, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do we know what happened to Maidenpool before? Like why it was
I think it was raided and burnt down during the war, probably.
Okay. That makes sense.
Sir Hyle follows them and he asks Brienne if she plans to thank him for getting them through the gates.
I don't like this guy.
Me neither. She retorts that she'll thank him in a melee.
A melee?
Yeah,
Like
a
a fight?
melee. Yeah, in a battle.
In a fisticuffs.
After she impales him, she will thank him.
Impales him with her fist up his
Heck
ass.
Yeah. Whoa.
Wait, he might like that.
He asks her why she's in Maidenpool, and she tells him that she's looking for a place called the Stinking Goose.
He pulls down his pants.
Gross.
I got the stinking goose for you.
Nasty. He tells her that it's by the harbor, but she has to come with him to Lord Tarley first. Sir Hyle leads her to the harbor, where they find Lord Tarley hanging a man at the gallows, with 20 ropes, 4 of them already occupied with corpses being eaten by crows.
Oh,
this is a big fucking gallows. Dang, 20 ropes? Whoa.
I'm trying to imagine, like, what... I've seen something similar to this size, and I'm trying to remember what show
Probably Pirates.
No, it was... Because the ones in Pirates are not that big.
No,
from
they're
what
small.
I remember. But
there's, like, only 3 of them at max.
Maybe, like, 5 max, yeah.
Okay.
But I just remembered it was, Handmaid's Tale.
Oh, I've yet to watch that.
It's really good.
Yeah.
It's, like, really disturbing, but it's really good. I haven't seen all of it. I've only seen, like, season 1 and most of season 2, but...
Okay.
But yeah, it's really good.
Ooh. It's a disturbing gallows?
Oh, yeah.
Goodness. Oh, goodness.
It's, like, it's enormous. Like, there's... How many ropes? Maybe, like...
Yeesh.
Fucking 40 or something?
Oh my god.
Something like that, if I'm remembering correctly.
That's fucked.
Yeah. But they're like, it's very high, the way it was built in the show. It was like very, very tall, I guess, because the bodies have to drop all the way to like have a neck snap or something, because the platform was maybe like 15 feet up, like where they were actually dropping people from.
Okay, that's high.
Yeah, it was very high.
Yikes. That sounds horrifying.
Watch the show!
Okay.
It's on Crave, so you can see it there.
Yeah, I saw it. I'm like, oh, I gotta get into that. And this. I'm just not in the mood to watch shows right now.
Oh, and this is one of those shows that you need to like...
I need to sit down and watch.
You need to be in the mood, yeah.
I go through waves of that. Yeah. Waves of being into games, and then shows, and then games, and then shows.
Right.
So right now, gaming. The only show I'm watching religiously is House of the Dragon.
Oh yeah? We'll talk about that later. Okay.
Yeah, we will. Okay, let me start. Lord Tarley then takes 7 fingers from another man who stole 7 fingers. That's all of the fingers. Except for the thumbs. Oh my god. From a man who stole the left.
Do you know how to count? You said 7 fingers is all the fingers, and then you said except for the thumbs. How many fingers do you think people have?
10.
That would be 9, honey.
Shit! Oh my god, so that means he only has 1 finger and his thumbs?
I guess?
I hope they left in the middle. Okay. Lord Tarley then takes 7 fingers.
Wait, what? Why
so
the
he
middle?
can still flip people off.
Oh. Flip off Lord Tarley when he's done with it.
Yeah. He takes 7 fingers from a man who stole the leftover septums from an abandoned sept. Bruh.
Wait, he stole septons?
He basically took the septums from an abandoned sept.
I don't know if you're saying septon or septim. Because a septim is a coin and a septon is like the priest.
Okay, I made the coins.
Okay.
He stole the leftover money.
Okay.
That.
Got it. I was like, he stole the priests?
Harsh as fuck, I think.
Yeah, 7 fingers for stealing some money from an abandoned sept.
This guy would get on with Lord status. For sure.
Yeah. Yeah, they're very tough.
The next man was a baker, accused of mixing sawdust in his flour. He is fined 50 silver stags and a lash for every stag he is short.
I have to admit, I was kind of liking Tarly at this point.
Uh-huh.
He was very tough, but like, I don't know, something about his, like, he didn't like dilly-dally. He was just like, okay, here's your punishment, move on. Okay, here's your punishment, move on.
Yeah.
I don't know
He's doing his job.
What it was about it that I liked, but I was like, this guy's kind of a badass.
Yeah. Next is a whore accused of giving the pox to 4 of Tarly's soldiers. Tarly demands to have her private parts washed with lye and then thrown into a dungeon.
Holy shit.
Yikes. Yikes.
That's fucked up.
Yeah.
I don't know what lye would do to your private parts, but I don't want to know. Oh, jeez.
I'm just looking at what lye is. Metal hydroxide. What is lye? Soap is created. Real soap is created with lye. But
it's
lye
a caustic substance.
Yeah, that will burn you for sure.
And it won't, like, stop.
Yeah, but, and this is a big but, soap that is created with lye will do no harm to your skin. What? Okay.
I guess it's like the chemicals that it gets mixed with.
Yeah,
in soap.
but lye on its own will burn your skin.
Yeah. Jesus.
I don't want to think about that.
Yeah.
Moving on. Well, when he finishes, he beckons Sir Hyle forward, and Brienne comes with him. When she greets Lord Tarly, she feels like an intimidated child. He asks what she's here for, and she stutters. Like, she can barely answer. She's just stuttering. He asks, how will she find this person that she's looking for if she cannot say the name? And then he asks if she slew Lord Renly.
Like I said, straight to the point.
Yeah. She says no. Huh? What the hell did I write? Doesn't make sense, but okay. I wrote, she says no, and he judges her word, and then says no, but you only let him die.
Oh, maybe he's just like... Maybe he takes a minute just to think about what she said?
Mm-hmm. Almost like he judges her for letting him die?
Well, you said he judges her word?
Yeah, that's what I wrote. I don't think that makes sense.
That seems like he's just trying to figure out whether she's telling the truth.
Probably it is. Like, maybe it's like he's weighing her words.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then he says, no, you won't let him die.
Right. So he believes her, but he's like, you're still not.
You're still trash.
You're still not off the hook, yeah.
She says it was sorcery and that she never hurt him, but he cuts her off and says she should never have donned mail or buckled a sword, and that he ought to ship her back to Tarth. She says that if he does that, he'll have the throne to answer to, and she's trying to sound authoritative. But her voice comes out high and girlish because she's super intimidated by him. She asks... Yeah, she is scared. She asks Pod to bring her parchment And she hands it to Tarly, and it's the one that Jamie gave her, saying who she is and all that jazz.
Right.
He demands what business the letter is talking about, and she stammers Sansa Stark and tells him that she might be in the Vale with her aunt. He looks at her with scorn and tells her that Lady Lysa is dead, and Littlefinger holds the Eyrie now, and probably not for long, as the Lords of the Vale aren't the sort to bend the knee to the likes of him. He gives her back her letter and tells her to go where she wants, but if she's raped, it's her own damn fault. He then looks at Sir Hyle and reminds him that he's been commanded to stay at the gate and leaves.
Okay, I hate him now.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Dude, you didn't even get to like all the terrible things he said to Brienne.
No.
I didn't write them down either, but he said a lot of disgusting misogynistic shit.
Yeah, like basically blamed her for everything.
Yeah.
And
was like, if you had been a good girl and stayed at home instead of donning your armor, like you playing pretend or like some shit. Blech.
I think I added some more stuff later on in the chapter.
Oh, okay.
But it was gross.
Maybe I'm getting ahead of myself.
Sir Hyle offers Brienne to take her to the Sticking Goose, but she tells him to go back to the gate.
Yeah, get lost.
Yeah, fuck you. He looks annoyed and says that they only played the game to pass the time. They didn't mean any harm. He says the other guys are dead, and Brienne has to refrain from saying good, and she takes off with Pod.
What game?
What? Oh, I have an inkling of suspicion. She tells Pod to go to the stables and find a place they can stay the night, as she finds the Stinking Goose. Before he goes, Pod asks what Sir Hyle did to her. Brienne tells him that when King Renly had called his banners to Highgarden, Sir Hyle and some other men played a cruel game with her, and she walks off. So she gave him a little bit of info. That's nice.
Wait, I thought she explained what it was.
She thinks about it later.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she just gave him a very brief summary of what happened.
Got it.
It takes Brienne almost an hour to find the Stinky Goose.
Stinky. The smelly geese.
Yeah. The only other patrons are 3 Tyroshi men. She approaches the bar and tells the bartender she is looking for a man called Nimble Dick. Yuck. These weird ass names.
Yep.
The woman knows him and says he comes in every night. She gives the woman a copper star and asks her to nod if he comes in. And she sits down at a table with an oily cup of wine.
Wait, what? Ew!
She orders a cup of wine and it's oily.
Oh, it's not an oily cup.
No,
Okay.
It's the wine that's oily.
Wait, it is oily.
Yeah, the wine is oily. It's crap. And she like has a sip and puts it down. It's like, nah.
Gross. What makes wine oily?
I don't know.
Gross.
Maybe it's stored in something greasy.
Ugh. Ugh, can you imagine?
I don't want to because that sounds hideous to me.
Yeah. It would like coat the inside of your mouth.
Stop! Stop!
Okay, I'm done.
She wonders where Sansa is and thinks that she would not want to cross the narrow sea in search of her. She thinks that she would be laughed at and remembers the game at Highgarden making her flush. When she had initially arrived at Highgarden, Renly himself had greeted and welcomed her to his service, and some of his men had been very kind to her. That left her feeling confused and vulnerable. Different knights courted her and gave her gifts and would converse with her. They would fight each other for a chance to sit with her at dinner. Some would bring her sweets, play her music, or rub out knots in her back. Brienne had refused them all. One night, her own.
Own?
I probably misspelled someone's name.
Oh.
Oh no.
How did you spell
One
it?
night, O-W-N. Own.
Wait.
What? That's
Sir
not
Owen.
right. One night, a knight forced a kiss from her, and she knocked him on his back.
Hell
She
yeah.
She was so confused as to why they were courting her out of all of the women in the camp, as she was definitely the ugliest. Randall Tarley had solved that mystery for her when he sent for her randomly one day.
Oh, the name was Owen.
Owen, okay.
Owen.
So I just missed out an E.
Mhm.
His son Dickon had overheard 4 knights laughing about their wager. Apparently 3 knights had started it: Ambrose, Bushy Ben, and Hyle. And as word spread the camp, more men would join. You had to buy into the contest with a golden dragon, and the whole sum would go to the man who claimed her maidenhood. Tarley had put an end to the game and told her it was a matter of time before one of the men took her by force. She was shocked because they were anointed and honorable knights, and much like Sansa, she was pretty naive about knights.
Oh, no.
Lord Tarley agreed and said it was her fault, that her being there, pretending to be a soldier, encouraged them.
Oh my god.
He had told her that women have no place in the war host, that the gods made men to fight wars and the women to bear children. Keep your place. Your place is to stay in a tower and pump out babies, right?
She could probably kick ass better than anyone in his fucking army.
Yeah. A man enters the bar and the bartender nods at Brienne. Brienne calls out, offering to buy him some oily wine. Conversation.
Care for some oily wine?
Nimble Dick accepts and asks what she wants. Brienne tells him that she heard that he fooled a fool. Nimble Dick slowly opens up with silver stag tips and tells her that he saw a scared fool looking for passage for 3, and he offered him help. He had sent him to a smuggler's cove called the Whispers. He says for 10 dragons, he will take her there. Brienne counters 6 dragons if they find her sister, 2 if they only find the fool, and none if they aren't there. Nimble Dick, whose true name is Dick Crab, agrees and tells her to meet him by the east gate at first light. That is that chapter.
Okay. Who do you think these people are? Because, I mean, we know they're obviously not Sansa and Arya, right?
No.
It was a fool and 2 girls. Or at least
I
that's
think
what he's claiming.
it was just the fool, he said. But
Wait, what?
I think he
He was
mentioned
asking
something.
for passage for 2 girls.
Yeah, for 3.
Him and 2
So he
girls.
assumed. Nimble Dick assumed it was him and 2 girls. I think.
Oh, I thought he overheard him say 2 girls.
Okay. It might have been. It's been a while.
Yeah, hang on. I
But
have the
it
page
was
open.
just the fool that he saw looking for passage.
Right. Oh, no, he saw 2 girls with him.
Oh, okay.
Because she asked, was there a girl with him? And he said 2 girls.
Okay, so there were 2 girls with him.
Oh, no, but then he says, well, I never seen the little sweets, mind you, but he was wanting passage for 3.
Okay, so it's just him.
The fuck, Nimbledick? That's so confusing.
Wait, did he assume that he was traveling with girls?
I have to assume that if he heard him wanting passage for 3, he heard him also mention that there were 2 girls with him.
Okay.
Unless he could be purposefully misleading Brienne, but we don't know that. So if we are to take him at his word, it is a fool with 2 girls. So maybe if we can identify the fool, we can identify the girls, but I don't know what, like if he means a genuine fool, like jester type fool, or if he means just an idiot person.
Yeah. Someone really dumb.
Yeah. I have to assume he meant a real fool.
Mm-hmm. Because I really can't think of anyone.
could see Varys dressing up as a fool.
Ah.
And if he's looking for passage for 3, he could have Tyrion and himself.
Mm-hmm.
And Shay? No, Shay's dead. And I don't know, who else would it be? I don't know who the third person would be, though.
Me neither.
But that's kind of what I'm leaning towards, because I don't really know who else it would be.
That's a good idea. Because I have no clue.
Well, that's my theory. I guess we'll find out one day.
Good one.
Thanks. Alright.
I don't like Charlie.
Yeah. He's a piece of shit.
Well, I never did. Sam's abuse from him. I didn't like him. Then hearing this, I'm like, I knew you were garbage.
Yeah, he's a garbage person.
Mm-hmm.
With garbage opinions. Hey everyone, just a quick aside. We just became affiliates of Buzzsprout, which is the hosting platform we use for our podcast. If you are interested in creating your own podcast, please consider using Buzzsprout. It made it easy to get our podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and dozens of other streaming platforms. They also provide you with a podcast website, detailed analytics to see how your episodes are performing, and tons of guides on how to improve your listenability. And if you follow our link in the episode description, you will get a $20 Amazon gift card when you sign up for a paid plan, and it helps support our show. Thank you. Back to the episode. Speaking of Sam, chapter 15 is Samwell. Sam is at sea and very seasick, though they call it green sick in the book. Sam tries to be brave for Gilly since she has never even seen the sea before. They came upon several lakes when fleeing Craster's Keep, and those had been a wonder to her. The water makes Sam think of drowning. When he was small, his lord father tried to teach him to swim by throwing him into the pond beneath Horn Hill.
Whoa.
Sir Hyle had to pull him out.
Hey!
Yep. Sam does not want to go become a maester. He misses his brothers already, the only friends he's ever had. He believes it's different for the others who are traveling with him. Gilly will be safe at Horn Hill as a serving maid in his father's castle, and Maester Aemon will finally get some well-earned rest at Old Town. Darien will also be happier. He's one of the brothers Jon sent to recruit more men for the Watch.
Okay.
Sam's only solace is thinking about their happy endings. And there's a lot of a woe is me attitude coming from Sam here, which I found kind of surprising.
I found kind of typical.
Oh, really? For Sam?
Yeah, all of his other chapters were very woe is me.
Okay. Sam talks to Gilly as she nurses her son in an attempt to distract himself from the lurching waters. He tells her that this ship, the Blackbird, will take them to Braavos, where they will board another ship to take them to Old Town. And I was like, why the fuck are they going to Braavos?
It's like cheaper plane ticket
Right?
to go to one place and then you go to another.
It's a layover.
Yeah.
No, but that is what it sounds like. But I'm also like, how is this? This is so not efficient. If you look at the map.
Really? I
They're...
have not looked at the map.
So they're sailing from Eastwatch, right?
Yeah.
Which is on the east side of the wall. And Braavos. So they could... Yeah, sail all the way over to Essos across the narrow sea.
Mm-hmm.
And where is Old Town?
Down. Down, down, down. Pretty close to Dorne.
See, I thought it was on the other side. It is! It's on the other side! It's on the west side of Westeros.
Yeah, I was thinking too. I was like, wait, that's on the... They gotta go all the way around.
Yeah. Like, what? That
Dang,
is...
son.
Huh?
You just wanted Sam out of the way for a while, didn't ya?
Jesus.
What the hell?
Huh?
Why did we have to read this chapter? What the hell is gonna happen in this ship? That's so important.
Yeah, what the
Lord.
fuck? I mean, all the way to Old Town. Huh?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god. Anyway. So, like, that would be all the way down and around the bottom of the continent.
Yup.
And then up on the other side to Old Town.
Yup. Oh my god.
Yeah.
What a journey. Poor Gilly and the baby.
Oh my god,
Must
how is
be
it not
hard.
faster? Just ride. I mean, I don't know.
It's probably safer.
I guess. Sam tells Gilly about some of the things they might see in Bravos, hoping it will excite her, but he was very wrong. She couldn't be less interested. For the whole journey thus far, she had refused to come up on deck, preferring to huddle in the dark with her son. The babe has been retching and shitting non-stop too, making the air smell foul.
Ew.
Sam finds it more pleasant out in the open air, especially when Darian is singing. Maester Aemon also prefers to spend his days on deck, huddled beneath a pile of furs and staring out across the water. The days pass as they travel through the Bay of Seals. At one point, they get frighteningly close to the Isle of Skagos, a forbidding land peopled by savages. There are old songs about cannibals that live there, and Sam doesn't want to get too close.
What is this island again?
The Isle of Skagos.
Huh. Okay.
Skagos sounds kind of interesting. Like, I want them to go there.
Screw this journey. Check out this isle.
Yeah, cannibals? Love that.
Sounds fun.
It reminds me of the fucking Pirates of the Caribbean island.
Yeah.
Fucking, I love Pirates of the Caribbean so much. Gilly comes up in Sam's conversation with Darian, and Darian complains about her baby's wailing. Not only that, but Gilly's sobbing too. Sam thinks the baby might be hurting her. I guess like teething. I don't know.
Oh, like biting her nips?
Biting her nips. But Darian, he doesn't buy the excuse. Sam
He don't care.
Yeah, I guess. He just doesn't give a shit. He's like, fucking deal with it.
Mm-hmm.
Sam has to admit to himself that he's never seen Gilly like this. She hides alone with her baby all the time, and her face is always red and tear-stained. When he asks her what's wrong, she doesn't answer. He's had to assume she's afraid of the sea. The rains begin the next day, and Sam tells Maester Aemon he should be below deck, but the old man refuses. Sam is forced to sit with him until the rain soaks him to the skin. When the Maester falls asleep, Sam carries him down and into the cabin with Gilly. She helps Sam dry Maester Aemon off and warm him. Then the ship pitches and the deck drops out from under them. Gilly wails, Sam falls, and the babe wakes screaming.
Oh, man.
The ship rolls again, and Gilly dives into Sam's arms, trembling. I just imagine as she's trembling in Sam's arms, the baby's just rolling across the floor.
Nice.
Sam tells her not to be afraid. This is an adventure, and she'll tell her son about it one day. But that only seems to upset her more. And he's realizing that everything he says seems to make it worse. The days run together after that, and they don't see the sun anymore. When the storms come, Sam decides he hates the sea. Gilly won't stop sobbing, and Sam overhears some of the crew talking about the curse of bringing a woman aboard, and how this one apparently fucked her own father. One says that they'll all drown unless they get rid of her and the abomination that she whelped. Ooh. Sam doesn't confront them, but keeps his knife sharp and with him at all times, and goes with Gilly whenever she needs to make water. Darian has nothing good to say about Gilly either. Once, at Sam's urging, he plays a lullaby to soothe the babe, but Gilly begins to sob unconsolably, causing Darian to leave in a huff. Sam is at his wit's end. He hasn't slept at all between her and the baby, and finally asks Maester Aemon if there's anything that he can give her so she won't be so afraid. The maester tells him she's not afraid, she's grieving for her child. Sam is confused, saying they're just green sick. Once they make port, things will be better. Maester Aemon says the babe will still be Dalla's son, not Gilly's own. It takes Sam a moment to grasp what he's saying. He asks how that's possible, and the maester tells him he's sure it wasn't her choice. The Lord Commander likely had to threaten her with something, or promise her something, to make her leave her own child behind. Holy shit. I did not see this coming.
Nope. I had to read it twice to get what he was saying.
Yeah, me too. I went back and read it like 3 times, and I was like, hold up.
Whoa. What?
Sam says Jon would never, but Maester Aemon says Lord Snow would.
Yup. That's no longer Jon. He's a responsible person now.
Oh my god. Sam wants to scream. Is that a burp?
No, that's a gasp.
Oh, okay. I was like, that sounded so weird. Yeah, Sam wants to scream, which I'm like, I'm with him.
Same. I'm also horrified.
He finally understands why Gilly has been such a wreck. Jon switched the babies to protect the little wildling prince, Dalla's son, to keep him away from Lady Melisandre's fires.
Oh my god.
If she burns Gilly's boy, no one will care.
Oh my god.
And Sam's like, okay, there is no happy endings.
No.
And that's it. That's the chapter.
Yeah. I basically find out the babies were switched.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I find it interesting that you say that's very responsible of Jon, whereas I'm thinking that's insanely cruel.
It is insanely cruel. But I don't know if responsible was the right word, but it was a hard decision that he made. What?
Yeah, I'm stunned by how cold-hearted that is, and like, I don't know if I'm a fan of this Lord Snow.
Trying to understand though, like, why did he switch the babies again? Why did he do that? Yeah, so they want Melisandre, but does it matter?
He is valuing Dalla's child over Gilly's.
Yeah,
because this is the wildling prince, and I guess he has some hold over the wildlings if he protects Dalla's son.
Oh, AMG.
And Gilly's boy means nothing. It's
like the better move, I guess.
Strategically, sure, but that doesn't. It's sorry. Go on.
Extremely gross. I think. Yeah, and cruel, but it is the better move that he chose. Responsible isn't the word.
Yeah, I know it is. Yes, strategically it makes more sense, but that is so heartless, and that just does not seem like Jon to me.
Yeah.
Like, is this beating him up? Or is he like, whatever, you know? Like,
I think it would. He seems to be a tortured soul.
Yeah, but to even make that decision. Like, why? Yeah, you could send them both with Gilly.
Yeah, why can't you take them both? Come on.
Like, I guess that wouldn't be as... Because Melisandre would know at that point.
What's she gonna do? Chase him?
I mean, she could. She's got Stannis on her side.
Yes.
But still. And she would also know that Jon was trying to keep the boy from her, which also wouldn't go well.
Yeah.
So I, like, get it, but at the same time, I'm like, dude.
No.
That is so fucked up.
It is hard as hell to learn.
And it, like, my heart breaks for Gilly, but my heart also breaks for Jon. I'm like, who are you?
Yeah, he's taking this responsibility real serious.
Yeah, no kidding.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I feel like I don't even know him anymore. And I'm like, Jon, where did
Probably
you
don't.
go?
It's been a whole book.
Anyway.
Oh man, and we won't get any Jon until the next book either, so we don't even know what happened.
Oh my
What's
god.
going on over there?
I hate that. I hate that
Too.
so much. Fuck this book, dude.
Fuck it!
Speaking of fuck this book, this chapter was pointless as fuck.
Yeah.
Sure, we learned this, but there's 1,000 ways you could have told us this in a chapter where something actually happens.
Yeah.
This is essentially just exposition.
Yes.
You're telling us what happened back then instead of something happening now. Like, the part about him being sick and Gilly being sad just went on for so long.
Yeah. Like, we didn't need this.
I was like, I could have skipped, like, the first fucking 7 pages of this chapter and missed nothing. At least that's how it felt.
I agree.
Which is rough. Like, yeah.
Yeah. I agree. These books. These chapters.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we're actually almost at an hour. I thought we'd be able to get to Jamie, but I guess we had a lot to talk about with these two.
Wow.
Excuse me.
I am shook.
So let's talk about House of the Dragon a little bit.
Yeah, we're watching House of the Dragon.
Yay! Okay, tell me your thoughts on the first episode.
Shit. 1 sec. I gotta pull up a synopsis.
Well, like, how did you feel after you watched the first episode?
Yes! This is exactly what I've been missing from Game of Thrones.
Yeah. Oh, wait, what do you mean by that?
The entire time I'm on the edge of my seat. I'm not sitting relaxed when I watch these shows. I'm like, we're at the edge of the couch, like, all tense. Because it keeps me tense.
It was on with the birth. The birth.
Oh, yeah. Oh my god, that was horrifying.
Yeah, so spoilers if you haven't seen House of the Dragon.
Oh my god, yeah, please leave.
If you leave now if you haven't seen the first episode of House of the Dragon.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
I like the beginning that was very specific with, this is 200 years before Daenerys.
I don't know how I felt about that. I mean, with it, like, specifically calling out Daenerys, it felt a little, I don't know, like it was trying to connect to Game of Thrones when Game of Thrones has been so tainted for me. So I was like, don't talk about it.
Stop.
Yeah, I was like, just forget it. That didn't happen.
I see it more as for the fans who don't read the books and aren't quite sure what this is.
Right.
Because, like, I know people, like, at my work who know nothing about the background or of the books or any of that, but they watch the show.
Yeah,
so
it makes sense why they did it.
The whole like wiping it out, just being 200 years before Daenerys is for people who don't read.
Yeah, but I also feel like you would just know that because there's 1,000 Targaryens and they have dragons.
You overestimate people's intelligence.
No, but I feel like a lot of the times writers underestimate their viewers' intelligence, and it's insulting.
But I also think you might be overestimating, because I know people like
yeah, I don't know.
Like, if you imagine Mom, she would like this.
Yeah,
this beginning that goes, it completely dumbs it down.
I get what they did it. I'm being a devil's advocate.
Yeah.
Did you say being me?
Yeah,
Wow.
this is typical
That's fucking rude.
to overestimate people's intelligence.
Oh, I see what you mean.
You're like, everyone needs to be smart. I have no tolerance for the dummies.
Okay, so what are you liking about the show so far? I haven't seen the most
It's
recent
shocking.
episodes, so
Oh,
don't talk about that one.
shocking is the word for that one.
Okay.
It is shocking in a way that I'm not used to anymore ever since Game of Thrones ended.
Mm-hmm.
Like, seriously, other shows seem to be scared to go as far, I think, as Game of Thrones does, or
Mm-hmm.
basically this series does. Like, yeah, I see violence and stuff on other shows, sure, but the stuff like they show is really shocking. Like, I don't expect it, and I'm like, it's horrifies me, and it is gross, and I love it.
Do you have a specific example without spoiling the last episode for me?
uh, the birthing scene in the first episode,
Mm-hmm.
that's horrifying.
Mm-hmm.
All of the random violence. This is a world where there's been no war. It's like peace, and they fucking kill each other all the time. The jousting tournament, holy
Oh,
shit!
yeah.
Everyone was killing each other, and it's supposed to be sport.
Oh, yeah,
Where?
that was legitimately like their entertainment.
Yeah,
Like,
was just
I'm pretty
killing
sure
each
that
other.
that's real.
Yeah, and I understand it. If you're in a time of peace, there's gonna be violence going unchecked. Like, people aren't going to be as life preserving as they are in times of war, I'm thinking. Like, in times of war,
Yeah.
you value life more. When it's times of peace, you just whatever. Kill,
Mm.
kill, kill. It
That's
ain't
so
violence for
interesting
entertainment. It is.
how like contradictory it is.
It is.
Tell me about your thoughts on the dragons.
I personally love the dragons, especially the red serpent.
Do we know
Damon.
that one's name? We could probably look it up.
I do not know their names. What's it called? House of Dragon.
Syraxis. An older dragon known as the Bloodworm.
Syraxis.
That's a sick name.
Mm-hmm. There's gonna be a third. There is a third dragon that we already saw.
Yeah, there's Syraxis, the red blood one that you like. There's the golden one that Rhaenyra rides, and then there's
that one is Syrax.
Oh, I actually don't know. Rhaenyra.
There's Syraxis, Syrax, Sea Smoke, and Dreamfire.
Oh, Syrax? Syrax?
Yeah, Syrax is the golden one, I think.
Right. Okay.
And that's Rhaenyra's. I think Sea Smoke is the third one we saw.
The third one's the one that comes like over the crab feeder kind of area, right?
Yeah.
Ridden by the guy who's the kid of the guy who was pissed off by Viserys.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah. Okay, so I was like, how does he have a dragon? Like, did Damien... Maybe it explains this later, so don't spoil anything for me. You know what? I won't ask.
His mom was King Jaehaerys' eldest, Princess Rhaenys. So he got a dragon.
From his sister.
Because he's royal blood. Yeah. King Jaehaerys was the king that the show started out showing, but Princess Rhaenys, the queen who never was a woman, so she couldn't be
so
queen.
She has a dragon.
Yeah, she also has one.
Oh, that explains so much.
And so her son, which is that guy we saw, also has a dragon.
Damn.
Yeah, but yeah.
But he's not a Targaryen.
They're all royalty. Not quite, because his father is a...
What the fuck's his last name?
I feel
his house name.
It's definitely a
Valerian.
yeah, Valerian. They're from the same place that the Targaryens are from, like,
Yeah.
so they also I guess have dragon blood in them.
Yeah. Okay, anyway. Yeah, so lots of people have been comparing it to, from what I've seen, comparing it to the first episode, like the when I watched the first episode, people were comparing it to the first episode of Game of Thrones. And I kind of want, like, deciding which one was better. And
This one.
you think the first episode of House of the Dragon is better than the first episode of Game of Thrones?
Yeah. Well, for one, the budget is definitely there. And it's, I think, far more shocking.
Really?
Like, the first episode of Game of Thrones, it ends with Bran being shoved out. And that's what hooked me onto Game of Thrones. Because, like, holy shit. Like, I've never seen violence like that towards kids so blatant like that.
Mm-hmm.
And that intrigued me right away.
Also,
But,
like, don't forget, we find out that the queen is cheating on the king with her twin brother.
Right.
My mouth dropped when I saw that.
Yeah. Because I've never seen anything like that on TV.
Incest,
on TV.
violence against a child, and this is like the person who you think is the main character at this point.
Mm-hmm.
And he just gets shoved out of a window.
Like, this one seemed extremely dark. Just choosing to kill your wife, even though it's to save the baby. And then the baby and the wife not making it anyway.
Yeah, I fucking knew that was gonna happen though. I think it was just less shocking to me. Like, it's still like, damn.
Maybe it
This
was
is
more
fucked, but it was less like, oh my god, you know?
far more action than the first episode of Game of Thrones, which was far more just world building and character building.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'd
Even
say
though
this one starts quicker, for sure.
Yeah, I think the world is already built in this one, so it doesn't have to really do much for it. You're just building characters.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so I think I would still argue that Game of Thrones, the first episode, did more.
I mean, it's still really good, I think.
They're both good, so...
I'm not a hater of Game of Thrones, except for that last season.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah,
I still think it's one of the best shows, but I'm super glad that there's another one.
Yeah, and I have to say, it's captured the magic of Game of Thrones.
Ah, yeah.
And I don't really know how they did that. It's the same composer for the music, right?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
I saw that.
And
there's
like,
some of the music is really similar, but it's also very different.
Oh, I found it just all very similar.
Oh, like I found there's a Targaryen theme that goes on that's similar to Dany, but it's also different.
Okay.
Like they've switched it up a little.
Okay. Yeah, maybe I should just listen to the soundtrack.
Yeah, like I've listened to the original soundtracks over and over.
Of course.
As you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can hear the sound.
So you would hear the yeah. I have to say, a little bit disappointed that the intro music wasn't different. It was the exact same intro as Game of Thrones.
I was pretty disappointed by the intro in general.
Yeah, it's fucking poop.
Yeah, like
I'm glad you said
it. It was awesome. That intro was fantastic. This one, I'm like, oh, what?
It's just.
And then when Johnny told me it was a Targaryen family tree, I was like, oh, I did not notice that. Because I was just so disappointed by it.
Yeah.
And I just zone out now.
Maybe I need to, like, focus harder.
Mm-hmm.
But aren't they supposed to expect me to be dumb? Underestimate my intelligence.
Underestimate me.
Yeah. So it's very good and very interesting so far, and fascinating characters.
Daemon is my favorite.
Of course he is.
He's spicy.
Yeah. He's such a
He's
shithead.
dangerous. I like that.
Yeah, like he feels
Dynamite.
dangerous because he seems kind of unpredictable for sure.
Hmm.
Uh,
Extremely unpredictable.
yeah,
And
yeah.
I'm into that. It's exciting. An exciting character just thrown in there like, whoa.
But he also
Yeah.
to me feels like very childish and like
Mm-hmm.
doesn't get what he wants, so he's going to have a tantrum.
Yeah, that's him.
Yeah, so can't get behind that, but it makes for an interesting character. Won't deny it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Do you
He's
have one yet?
a favorite character yet?
Eh.
Uh, I like the king, Viserys.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I find him very he's forward thinking, which I think is interesting coming from where he's come from, especially as the man who took the throne from a woman.
Mm-hmm.
But obviously I haven't seen all the episodes so far, and that could definitely change.
Mm-hmm.
But he's been very open with his daughter, and her being happy and okay is like really important to him. And I just think that's like, I don't know, I find it interesting and different from most of the kings that we've seen so far in Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
That he actually cares about his child's happiness.
Yeah, he does.
Hello, this is Editing Raven here. I just wanted to add real quick. I don't think I quite explained myself properly regarding why I like King Viserys as a character. Because he's done some very unforgivable things, like taking the choice away from his wife when it came to the birth of his son, and sacrificing his wife's life without her input in order to have a chance at saving his son. Obviously, disgusting thing to do, but I find that contrast kind of interesting. The fact that he made that choice and he's done some really disgusting things, and technically as a king he's like not that good as a ruler. He just kind of turns a blind eye to a lot of things. But he also has this other side of him where he really cares about his daughter, but also kind of betrays her in a way by marrying her best friend. I think he's very complex, and that's what I like about him as a character. There's more than meets the eye when it comes to him. And I never really know what choice he's going to make. And that's what I find interesting and compelling about his character. But I've only watched 3 episodes so far, so.
Get on there.
Anyway, we should probably end it there. Unless there's any last things you want to say?
Yeah.
No, not even a little happy to be back. No?
Sure.
We're happy
Glad to be reading again.
Yeah.
Woo.
Yeah. Feels good?
Wow.
Feels right?
Yep, even though I passed out on the couch.
Jess
I
was
thought
so
I could do
ready.
a 20-minute nap, but instead it turned out to be a 40-minute nap.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you all for listening. If you want more of the podcast, please follow us on Instagram. You can follow the podcast at TIGBAB Podcast or follow us individually. My handle is Crimby and Jess's is just.egan24. You can also find us on Facebook. Just search TIGBAB Podcast or Tea is Good, Books Are Better, and we will show up there. Also, please subscribe to our good friend Bahrami on YouTube. He's the one who made our jingle, which you heard at the start of the episode, and he makes some really cool music. That's Bahram. You can also find him on Spotify as Bahrambient. That's Bahrambient. And please check us out on Patreon, patreon.com/teaisgoodbooksArebetter. We have a few different tea-themed tiers with fun rewards, including outtakes, BTS stuff, and mini episodes in which we force our brother to watch Game of Thrones, which he absolutely hates. So it makes for some fun discussions/arguments. Finally, if you would be willing to share the podcast with your family and your friends, it would be a huge help to us to grow the podcast. Thank you so much. And we'll see you in the next one, where I gotta give a tiny little, teaser. In the
Oh,
Jaime
shit,
chapter,
yeah.
there is a reference to a character in House of the Dragon. So you are not going to want to miss this one because I freaked out.
Same.
And there is so much, like, theories that we need to discuss. I'm sure.
Yeah. You should watch the next episode.
Shut up! Stop! Okay. Fuck. Okay, I have to go watch that now. Okay, we gotta go.
Yeah,
okay, bye.